Okay, basically we are at, well, this is part two, so make sure you're on the second video here. We are at step 32, position with the selection tool, which we've done with two of the birds already. Here we are just positioning this guy, so his beak is at that center hash mark. And we're going to repeat the steps that we've repeated with the previous two versions of the bird here. So we're going to go to frame 9. We're going to insert a keyframe so that we extend this bird out 3 frames. Now, the next few steps, starting at step 34 and moving through those particular steps, are basically what we've done before, but we are going to sort of do it a little bit differently. We go to step 10 here, or sorry, frame 10, step 34, go to frame 10 and insert a blank keyframe. And basically what we need to do, if we think about the sort of motion of this bird, wings up, wings middle, wings down, we basically need to sort of complete the flapping of the wings in sort of a circular fashion. We don't necessarily have to go to the back to the bird graphic to sort of get those bits of images, because we already sort of have them here in our movie clip. And sort of the middle version of the bird sort of with its flaps and sort of midway, is at frame 4. Okay, so I'm going to step 35, go to frame 4, copy the bird in that frame. So I'm just going to go to Edit, Copy. And then I'm going to go to frame 10 here, and I'm going to do something a little bit different, and it's called Paste in Place. So I'm going to go to Edit, Paste in Place. All Paste in Place does is it pastes it back down where it sort of came from. So if we go to frame 4 here, and then we click up to frame 10, we'll see that that's basically the same frame. Okay, it's just an easy way to sort of paste something down from where it came. Now, step 37 is really just sort of an extension of what we've been doing here. Go to frame 12. We're going to click. We're going to insert a frame. Okay. And this is basically the end. Okay. And the reason it's the end is that we have 3 steps, or it's the end of making the movie clip. We have 3 steps. We have the bird wings up. We have the bird's wings down, wings middle, and then we have the bird's wing down, and then we have the bird sort of flapping back up. You might say, well, why aren't we finishing this with the bird sort of having its wings flap up? The answer should come to you in the sense that everything that you know about a Flash movie at this point, or a Flash timeline, is that when it goes to the end of the timeline, it goes directly back to the beginning. Okay? Now, what this allows this movie clip to do is basically cycle. Okay? Think of your motion tween and your shape tween when you tested those movies. It just basically went back to the beginning. This movie clip is now basically a loop, and it's the bird basically flying in place. Okay. At the beginning of the part 1 video, I mentioned that the movie clip is this sort of timeline, sort of living over here in the library that we're then going to animate. Okay. Now, second page of the movie clip sheet, starting at step 38. We're going to be animating a movie clip on the timeline. So we're going to go to scene 1, and the scene 1 lives in the middle left of the screen here. So I'm going to go to scene 1. And then it says drag the movie clip from the library onto the stage. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm on the bird movie clip. I'm going to drag it so it lands right on the stage. Okay. Now, this gets a little tricky in terms of how you think about it. We have sort of this thing that has its own timeline, but when we put it right here, it really only shows one keyframe. Okay. It's sort of a timeline with living within a timeline. And this is going to become very common, and you're going to be working with this throughout the semester in terms of how movie clips work. Now, step 40, test the movie. And this is just a little step that's going to allow us to sort of see if it's working. So I'm going to control test movie, and I should see just our bird flying. Okay, that's our timeline, our movie clip timeline, just going over and over and over and over again. Okay, we see it's working fairly well. It's a good pace in terms of a bird flying, so we know we've done this correctly. Okay, so I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back here. And now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to basically, in the next, the rest of this sheet should be something fairly familiar in the sense that we're just animating this. Treat this like a graphic, treat it like a motion tween that we've done pretty successfully up to this point. So, it says position the movie clip off the stage on the right hand side. So I'm going to grab this guy and I'm going to put him right there. And then it says create a motion tween. This is step 42. Create a motion tween from frame 1 through frame 60. So this is pretty simple. We're going to just click, control click, insert a frame. And again, if you need to review this, making a simple motion tween, I'm not going to sort of go over this. Again, I'm going to create a motion tween. I'm going to click on that last frame. And I'm going to have this guy move off to the right. Okay. Now, steps 43 through 46 are sort of adding to the complexity of this movie and basically practicing the motioning tween and sort of showing what we can do with a movie clip in terms of using it over and over again. Just like sort of a green ball that we made in the motion tween exercise, we can do this with our movie clip that we've sort of worked a little harder on, that we have a little more complexity in terms of its movement. So, step 43, insert a new layer. Insert a keyframe on frame 30. Okay, so I'm going to go to frame 30 here. Control click, insert a keyframe. Okay. And then it says create a motion tween from frame 30 through frame 90. Okay. Frame 90 should have the bird off to the stage to the left, so we'll do a sort of similar version of this. And all we're doing here, and I'm going to put this guy down here, sort of have him start there, and we're going to extend this out to frame 90, it says. So I'm going to control click, insert a frame, create a motion tween. And then this one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to grab him and maybe have him sort of fly bottom right up to top left. Okay. This is just another layer. Okay. So the idea behind this is that we just have two movie clips moving across. As I do this, I want you to notice something. We sort of see the bird just sort of flying statically across the stage here. That's basically the first frame of our movie clip. It's not going to show that until we test the movie. Okay, so we'll sort of prove that here at the end. Okay. Now, the next thing I'll have you do, and I'm going to actually, no, we'll do this one and then I'll stop the video and sort of finish it, is a little bit different, just sort of learning one other quick thing. Step 46, we're going to insert another layer. Okay. And I'm going to go to frame 60 and insert a keyframe there. And this time it says place the bird movie clip on the left hand side of the stage. Okay, so I want to make sure I know where I'm at. I'm going to scoop my timeline up here so I can see. There I am at frame 60 at that blank keyframe, or at the keyframe. And I'm going to put the movie clip over here, sort of stage left. Okay. Now, the way we've constructed our movie clip is our bird is sort of facing the left-hand side. The idea behind the movie clip, however, is that it can do a lot of things. And later we're going to change its color, we're going to change its size, we're going to do all sorts of things to it. But we're going to do one simple thing here, which is make sure we have, and here I am at step 48, make sure you have it selected. And this is, we have the sort of blue there. And we're going to go to Modify and Modify Transform. And we're going to flip this horizontally. Okay. Now we have a bird that's facing the right-hand side. Okay. All we have to do, as my phone rings, and I set it over there. All right. Pardon my phone ringing there. As step 49 says, create a motion tween from frame 60 through 120. And frame 120 should have the bird off to stage right. So I'm going to go up to frame 20. Control click, insert a frame, create a motion tween. This should all be kind of review at this point. And we're going to move this guy sort of over this way. Okay. Step 50. It looks like I have time here, so we might as well just do this. I was going to pause, but let's just sort of power through here. Insert new layer. And it says insert a keyframe at 90. You see what we're doing here. We're just moving through this timeline. We're creating a longer movie. Insert a keyframe. Grab our movie clip again. Okay, we'll sort of have him off to the stage left. Or sorry, stage right. Go up to frame 150. You can just sort of watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to insert a frame, create the motion tween, move him. Maybe we'll have him sort of fly half diagonally there. Now, the last thing we're going to do here on this guy is change his size. So I mentioned this in the previous layer 3, that we can sort of do all sorts of things here. And what I'm going to do to him is I'm going to make sure I'm on this frame, okay? Make sure he's selected, meaning I have that blue box right there. And this tool right here is called the Free Transform tool. When I click on that, you'll see this bounding box that sort of appears, okay? I'm going to basically make him larger, and it's pretty easy. All I'm going to do is hold down Shift on my keyboard, and this is going to make sure he scales proportionally. We don't want to get him all wonky, and I'm going to sort of make him get a little bit bigger. And then it says if your movie clip re-enters the stage due to sizing, we'll just sort of grab him again. Remember, we can always move these guys and make sure he's off the stage there. Okay. Now, what we now have is this long movie clip, or no, sorry, longer movie. We have one bird coming in there, we have another bird coming in there, we have another bird flying over, and then last we have this bird that's going to get larger in size. So we've done 4 different versions of this movie clip, and remember, everything came from that one sort of simple set of 12 frames or so. Okay, so we're going to save our file. And I'll sort of skip that in lieu of time because the video is about to run out here. But we're going to test our movie, okay? And we want to sort of see what this thing looks like. And we should see bird number 1 coming in, bird number 2 coming in, other bird flying across, and that bird flying across but getting larger, okay? So, to review, the idea behind this is that you're doing something quite simple in the library, the movie clip, and then you're able to do more complex things with this thing inside the main timeline movie. Okay, as you guys sort of head into thinking about your project 1, you're going to be sort of potentially using movie clips. And again, the idea is to sort of make something, but then be efficient about how you use that thing. The other thing that you have to do this week, or you'll sort of see your little actions checklist, is to watch this Lars Ehrenhaus video of The Street. As you watch that movie, it's about 6 or 7 minutes, I want you to sort of really pay attention to how potentially movie clips were used, because that video is quite complex if you look at all the different parts of it, and movie clips are used extensively. Okay. So that's it here. You have 2 videos, one main exercise. Remember to save this exercise. Not that you get rid of stuff anyway, but make sure you save this one because we're going to expand upon this next week. Okay.